Okay, hey guys. So this is my third video update for my Titanic map. So I'll give you guys a quick walkthrough of the progress that sort of changed since the second video. So obviously, we're on the bow of the ship right now on the forecastle deck. The entire map right now, so the entire Titanic, it's not completely built yet. Obviously, well, first of all, the textures are not accurate, right? There's no concrete on Titanic, so all the textures right now are just representative. Not the, all of the ship is built. I'm sort of working top down, so the lower decks, the tank top, the orlop deck, and probably about half of G deck is not built yet. Everything is made of brushes. There's a couple things I've made into proper models right now, the only things being the various stairs, such as these stairs here. So if you don't count those proper models, there's about 7,000 brushes in the ship right now. So what I want to show you guys really this time around is just the new stuff since the second video. So right now we're in the forward well deck, which is down on C deck, and this would be sort of the forward third class entrance. So we can go down the staircases here, and you'll end up in the third class open space. So well, if you've seen the Titanic movie, this is where Jack and Rose danced and arm wrestled and whatnot. I'm kind of going to skip the crew areas forward because I'll come back to those later. So the two holes here, normally these would have been covered with various planks of wood or steel or whatnot. So you got hatch number 2 here and hatch number 3 here. Again, that's the forward end of the ship. This is going to the aft end. So right now we're on D deck, and if we go down one more to E deck, this would have been more third class spaces over here, and likewise towards the front of the ship. Doors are not in place yet, so there would have been the door here, and this leads to believe this would have been first class accommodations at this point, but this space here would have been third class. Any areas where you see blue, right, this is just areas of the ship that haven't been built yet, so there would have been some crew quarters down that way. This is the main hallway running front and back on E deck, and various crew quarters over here for stewards and seamen and whatnot. At some point, here's this would have normally been closed, but now we're at the forward grand staircase on E deck. So if we pop up, so now D deck, first class reception, the first class dining saloon is down that way. Back on E deck, more crew spaces and whatnot. Coming up here on the left would have been, don't know that this set of staircases would have had much of a name, but you'd have two staircases, two front to back, two back to front, leading to the third class dining saloon, which would have been on F deck below here. More various spaces, and coming up to a bulkhead here, so you would have had a watertight door here, which would have normally been kept open but would have closed obviously when Titanic struck the iceberg there. Various spaces again here. The reciprocating engine room is actually to our left in here, parts of it anyways. Still below decks a fair amount. We're coming up, so now we're more towards the rear of the ship. This is the forward, actually sorry, this is the aft second class staircase, again on E deck, and it goes all the way up to B deck. So you've got B deck up there, C deck, D deck, this is E deck, and it goes all the way down to G deck. So you've got F deck, and then the staircase there goes down to G deck. This area here, this is labeled as a third class staircase, which really just goes from E deck down to G deck. So I'll go back up here and we'll come back. You'll see where it connects in a second there. So this would have been believe second class accommodations, at least up until here. Here you've got hatch number 5. So you can see up there towards the outside, graded, and you can see down there is G deck. Hatch number 6 over here, and above there is the aft well deck, and then over there where you see the railing, that would have been the poop deck. Up that's B deck level. Then you got C deck, D deck. We're on E deck right now, F deck, and G deck. And over here is third class entrance and more third class stairs. So let's go up. So these stairs, right, this is all third class spaces over here. These doors here would normally have been closed as this goes on to a second class accommodations. This would have been the third class hospital, the waiting room, and then the actual hospital itself. So right now we're on D deck, and go up one more to C deck, and we're on the aft well deck. So here are the hatches we were looking down a second ago. So at the rear of the ship, you can see the main mast over here, which goes into the aft second class staircase, and then the forward second class staircase and elevator up there where the two sort of vents are, just aft of the fourth funnel. So if we go, this here would have been the third class general room, and on the other side, pretty much identical, is the third class smoke room. And door over here would lead to the steering gear of the ship. So you'd have two giant steam engines over here on a rack and pinion, and this is basically the lack of a better word, the axle around which the rudder is attached to, and the steering gear would move the rack and pinion to turn the rudder. So if we go back down the staircases, and now we're on D deck again, you got some more third class accommodations back here. I haven't actually done the accommodations yet. Those are going to come over later. Down to E deck now, and the staircase goes all the way down to G deck, so going down to F deck now, and again this is all third class spaces. And so here is hatch number 6. We can go down one more to G deck, and hatch number 6 again. And again, these normally would have boards over it, so you wouldn't be able to look up. Basically, there'd be a board here, there'd be a board, at each level, so it'd be closed in. But, and especially 100 years ago, you can almost kind of see how this could be a little confusing to navigate. Let's go back all the way up top here, and I'll show you some of the new stuff at the front of the ship. Back at the bow, the crew areas that I skipped earlier. This is over to the poop deck. I mean, there's nothing much built here. You've got the shape of the docking bridge up there. So this is the aft second class staircase where we were at earlier. Main mast comes through. And this is hatch number 4 on the starboard side, and there's another one on the port side as well. Right here. So let's go up one level here. This is the forward second class staircase and elevator. This would have been the elevator shaft. The elevator's not built yet. Let's go all the way up to the boat deck. The forward second class staircase actually did not have anything on A deck. So this is A deck right here, and there's really nothing. You have to go all the way down to B deck before you get anywhere. This is the boat deck now, and the raised roof over the first class smoke room, and the dome over the aft grand staircase. And here you got the raised roof over the first class lounge, and then the first class reading and writing room. And the first class, or forward, grand staircase. Nice and snazzy. Just a basic model for now. Basic layout. And officer quarters over here, as well as the wheelhouse, the bridge, and a view of the front of the ship. I can only imagine what it would have been like in real life. So if we go down, I'll show you some of the crew accommodations there at the front of the ship. Right now we're on B deck and going down to the well deck on C deck. So as I mentioned, you know, you had third class entrances here, which go down to the open space on both sides. And this is all crew areas here. So you had a crew hospital here, same thing on the other side. Various other rooms. This was galley stores, and this would have been right here, the entrance to the crow's nest up the foremast. Over here, and you've got another one on the other side. Actually, sorry, I lied, wrong room. Over here, and there's one on the other side. These are crew galleys. So you got that one here. This is hatch number 1. Again, it would have been covered, but I mean you can see all the way to the bottom there. So, and here as well. So this is the fireman's mess. So all of the people shoveling coal in the bunkers would have come up here to eat their meals, and their access was through these staircases here. So if you go down here, now we're on D deck, and you'd have some sleeping quarters. So for example, in this room here, you'd have 54 firemen in this room in double bunks, and likewise in this room another 54 firemen. And basically their access to the ship was up on C deck over here for the galleys, and then elsewhere they'd come down here, and there's these two spiral staircases that would go all the way down to the tank top, and this is basically their space. Now this is still work in progress, and I've had to deviate from the blueprints here to make it bigger for the player to actually get through. So now we're on E deck, and we've got more crew spaces over here. So another, I'm not sure who was in here. I'd have to look at the prints now. Probably some trimmers, and then more trimmers over here. And there's another space over here. And you know, same thing once you go down again. Some more spaces. Get down here. Get another, this would have been, I'm not sure, probably leading greasers or something like that. And here was greasers, I think, or trimmers, one or the other. Basically, so firemen are the people shoveling coals into the boilers. Trimmers are people that are up in the coal bunkers, you know, trimming out the level of coal, and then greasers are, you know, well, greasers, they keep the engine all lubricated and whatnot. And I haven't built the staircase down here, but this is down to G deck here, so now that I'm here, can't get back up. And you've got more sleeping quarters here for 15 leading firemen, and on the other side it would have been, I'm not sure, probably some greasers as well or something. And not finished yet, but these would go all the way down to the tank top. So we're on G deck right now. It's just got 2 more levels to go, or actually 3 here at the bow. So it's got next floor down would be the orlop deck. Below that would be the lower orlop, and then below that is the tank top. And once they reach there, they'd go down the fireman's passage and reach boiler room number 6. And from there they'd be able to go to boiler room 5, boiler room 4, 3, 2, 1, and so forth. And after boiler room 1 is the reciprocating engine room, and after that is the turbine engine room. And after that are the tunnels for the propeller shafts. So that's this update. hope you enjoy it. Thanks.